Hey, what's going on everybody? Steve Rakin here, and in today's video we're going to be talking with Karen Spencer about selling women's clothing on Poshmark. So I've been selling clothing, men's clothing on eBay for, over 5 years, but I've been hearing a lot about Poshmark and a lot of people have been having success with it. So why don't you tell people about your experience selling women's clothing on Poshmark, because I see a lot of people selling women's clothing on eBay. And I talked to Jay, your husband, earlier about men's clothing on Poshmark, but what's the deal with women's clothing on Poshmark? Does it sell well?
It does. Poshmark was originally just for women's clothing. When they created the app, you couldn't sell men's and you couldn't sell kids' clothing. So it has the humongous base of being a women's clothing selling app. So yeah, I have done very well selling on Poshmark, and I make more money per piece on Poshmark than I do on any
Jay was
other
saying
platform.
the same thing about the men's clothing as well.
So a lot of the clothes that I source and what I get kind of aims more towards millennials, like the style. I try to keep more of a cohesive style that will increase the chances of one person buying multiple things within my closet. Not having like something a 50-year-old would wear and something a 21-year-old would wear. I try to have something all within the same kind of style within my closet. So that's intentional.
So
I do that intentionally.
Did you figure that out after a while, that by mixing all the different, or I don't know how to say it?
Well, I figured it out by accident, because my mother-in-law does give me clothing. Free clothing, you're not gonna, whine about that. And I'll put up stuff, and she's my mother-in-law, so she's a little older, and it did move eventually, but it wasn't to my normal buyers. It wasn't to a repeat buyer. I do have repeat buyers now. It was just a random sell throughout like the weeks or whatever, but it was never bundled with something. It was never like people coming to my closet just to find that, but it was free money. So I try to make it all also so people could get like outfits. If they find a pair of jeans, maybe they'll start looking for a shirt or maybe a new pair of shoes. Since Poshmark does have priority mail for that one price, you can bundle up to £5 worth of clothing in the same box for one shipping price. Who wouldn't do that?
I had a friend who was asking me, I was just on the phone with him yesterday, and he was asking me, well, does that mean I could bundle a whole bunch of things together in like 100 items? There's a weight limit, huh?
£5.
So what happens if you go over that £5 limit?
They have increased labels. You just have to go into you have to weigh it at that point. And then go into the app and then request it. They have like a 6, 7, 8 like different increment pound labels for whatever. Right. I only had to do it twice. Twice in the entire time. I had a 17 item bundle once.
One person came in.
One person came in.
That never happens on eBay.
That still like amazes me. And my second biggest one was 12 items. Yeah, shopaholics, I'm not gonna complain, but that was definitely over £5.
So is your average customer, when they're checking out, are they traditionally checking out with one item? Or if you had to average it over, the lifespan of your store, would you say it's an average of 2 to 3 items, or? There
are a lot of single item purchases. But I do sell a lot of bundles as well. Not as much as the single purchases, but a lot of my repeat buyers, they bundle. They love the bundle, especially more veteran buyers on Poshmark, because $6.49 might seem like so much to people for shipping.
Especially for clothing, because a lot of clothing can ship for $3 and change.
But that's also what's great, that you're curating your own closet and you're putting what's in there and you're not just grabbing whatever. If I create this closet that has multiple items that kind of appeal to the same person, the same look, the same, age range, they have a bigger chance of finding multiple items, and then they don't feel so bad about the $6.49. They just got 3 items. They just got 2 items or whatever it is, and they got like almost a whole new outfit or parts of a new outfit for one shipping cost. So, they don't feel so like, that's high of a price when they're getting all these items.
So let me ask you a question. Is women's clothing the best thing to start with, or would you start with like accessories, or would you start with like, because there's hats, there's belts, there's scarves, there's ties. Would you start with men's? I mean, is women's the best place to start in your opinion?
If that you're comfortable with it. My best advice is,
because I don't know anything about women's clothing. Like, I'd be nervous to like.
You'd be nervous to go find women's clothes and list it. I get that. Stick with what you know. You're going to be able to source for it.
Stick with what you know. So if you know men's clothing,
sell men's clothing.
Why is it important to stick with what you know?
Because then you're not going to be having to have so many downfalls of like, oh, I bought this and now it's not selling. You're going to minimize the amount of bad buys. You're also going to be able to describe things better and answer more truthfully.
Because I was going to say, yeah,
fit and style.
because anybody could study the sold listings on Poshmark. Is there sold listings?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because anybody could study the sold listings, but there's, you know, from being a clothing seller for over 5 years, there's some things you just can't tell quickly. Like with men's clothing, it's not just the brand. It could be the material, the size. It could be an embroidery. It could be a certain
fit.
Yes, like there's a million things, and I would agree to say that if you don't know women's clothing, just like men's, I'm sure there's a million and one various things.
I wouldn't be good, like selling like a suit set, like a three-piece suit. I don't know anything about that. Like I probably could go through the motions and make a listing. I could take measurements. I could probably take photographs of it. But once people start asking me in-depth questions about a suit jacket,
what about women's suits? Do they sell on Poshmark?
Yeah,
like have you ever sold one before?
No, I haven't.
She's sticking to her word.
No, I was thinking about
Sell
it.
what you know.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, it's not really like the crowd I aim for.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I haven't sold. I know they make them. I know they make the woman power suit and all that. But
so choose a crowd you know. Sell what you're comfortable with and what you have knowledge with.
And then you're gonna start building on that, and you're gonna you can even like start broadening out a little more. There are so many brands that I didn't even know existed before Poshmark. I had no idea. You know, but if you start with what you know, and then you're constantly learning, and you have to keep learning. You can't just say, okay, this is what I know and that's it.
And it takes time.
Of course.
You know, it takes time. I remember when I first started selling clothing on eBay, I was doing the stupidest things you could ever think of, selling like damaged items. I wasn't inspecting it right. I was selling things for like $5, $6. You know, it was just a nightmare.
There's a learning curve to no matter where you sell.
I would go to a thrift store and I would look for two brands, Pendleton and the Territoria Head. Pendleton still does well. Territoria Head, if you find the right items. But it's a learning curve. It's like a rocket ship taking off the ground. The hardest thing is getting off that ground, getting up to your first couple hundred listings of quality items, and you know, not building those death piles of items that only make you $1 profit.
No,
you know?
death piles.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a great opportunity. Poshmark, you know, we were talking to Jay earlier. I'm not sure if that video came out before this or not, but if not, it's going to be coming out soon. We talked about men's clothing, but women's clothing seems to be a great opportunity if you know women's clothing.
Yeah, or shoes. If you I know some women are really into shoes. You know, it's not my thing. But
they sell well on Poshmark?
Really well on Poshmark, of course.
They sell well on eBay, extremely well.
So if you have a passion for shoes and you own a lot of shoes, well, maybe you should sell some shoes. Obviously, you should mix in some other clothing as well, but you're going to have more of a passion for it. I have a passion for jeans. I love selling denim. I love hunting down a nice pair of denim. I love selling high-end denim. And so, like, if you go to my closet and you're going to see a lot of denim. Granted, in the summertime, not so much. I move more towards shorts.
What's your favorite denim brand?
Oh my goodness, I love Mother. I love Frame denim. Frame is so nice and stretchy. I love Adriana Goldschmied.
Yeah, Jay was talking about that as well.
He just discovered that they made it at men's. Like,
$65 a pop, he was saying he was getting for those. 7 for All Mankind.
7 for All
What's
Mankind.
that one?
That's more like bread and butter, but
Yeah, what's that one 7 for All Mankind? It's a certain style that's...
the Dojo.
The Dojo. That's a bolo right there.
I was so excited when I found those when we were at the meetup.
Yeah, so I mean, if you guys aren't already following Karen and of course Jay, her husband, check them out, the Thrifty Flamingo. We're probably going to shoot a whole bunch of videos, but we want to kind of keep these things short and concise and value driven. Also, be sure to check out their course as well. If you go down below, there's a special deal and a bonus to get their program. You go to rakeandprofit.com/poshing for profits. I've got a bunch of bonuses I'm throwing in. There's a special sale on it. You don't need a coupon code or anything. Everything's already there. All the information's down there. But check out the program. What is it? 35 plus videos?
Yes, 35 plus videos.
At the time of this recording.
Videos.
At the time of this recording, because you guys, I know you have a lot more you're putting in.
We are going to constantly be adding to it. Should the app, you know, migrate or have a new feature, or we need to update it.
Make mistakes, you learn.
Yeah, or if there's anything else that we feel we could add value to the course, we will add it. We also have some bonuses. We have, I have included a top list of women's denim. I believe Jay has done the same.
Yeah.
We talk about like cleaning your items, like how to get when to like abandon an item of hope, and like when you should actually invest time in it.
Yeah.
There's some great like bonus material in there.
Yeah, that's like over and on top of like all the modules and stuff they have. So definitely check it out. I think you guys will really enjoy that. But without with that being said, thanks for coming on the video and everything.
Yeah, of course.
Check the links below. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, join the family. We'll see you guys there.
Bye.
Bye.